Hi again. I am wanting to take a minute to just say thank you. Thank you for giving me the time of day. Thank you for giving me your energy. And thank you for giving me, I guess, a moment to have some kind of influence or impact in your life today. So I wanted to thank you for that, first of all, before I get started on whatever it is that I want to talk about today. I, I was thinking that I wanted to talk about confidence. I wanted to clarify something that a lot of my clients start therapy with or my life coaching classes with. Everybody wants to feel confident. Everyone wants to feel good in their skin and who they are and what they have to offer. Um, However, I've noticed that a lot of people define confidence as finally getting to a place where you are as close to perfect as possible, as close to being who you're supposed to be, as close to being what society and the world teaches us that makes us successful as human beings. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Confidence, I've always taught that it is a byproduct of everything else that we do in therapy, everything else that we want to work on. And one day you just look back and you're just like, oh, well, hello. Um, Not a whole lot has changed, but when I look back, I can see that everything has changed. The way I react to things, the way I respond to things, the way I see the world, the way I see myself, it's all so very different. And I want to remind you that confidence does not come from the absence of neuroses. Neuroses, not in the clinical sense, but more so the absence of, I guess, dysfunction. We are not going to get there to that version of ourselves that's not going to have insecurities, that's not going to have fears, that's not going to have anxiety, that's not going to struggle with depression from time to time, that's not going to struggle with imposter syndrome. That's not confidence. Confidence is getting to a point where you can fully embrace all the little dysfunctional nuances that make you completely you, and being okay with where you are in life because of those things, embracing those things, and being comfortable with how you handle yourself, how you handle the situations that arise, knowing that no matter what comes up, you will be okay. That's confidence. Confidence is embracing the quirky little things that make you you. I have to say that I'm definitely more confident in who I am as a woman, as a therapist, as a mother, as a partner, as a friend, and all of the above. That's important to me far more even within the last year than I have been 5 years ago. And it's not because I don't still struggle with depression or anxiety or imposter syndrome. I struggle with all of those things. Um, it's just now I embrace the fact that these are just certain things that make me me. I will be the one that laughs at my depressive episodes, at how ridiculous that is, or about the things that I have a complete meltdown over, or the fact that I needed to have a temper tantrum alone in my office because my poor plants were listless and sad today when I got there. And anyone who knows me knows I cannot, for the love of all things beautiful, I can't make a plant thrive. But these guys have managed to exist for the last couple of years. So I was very, very sad that they were doing so poorly when I got to the office today. Um, it's embracing the fact that I need to have that little mini meltdown so that I can then go on the rest of my day and continue working on connecting with my clients, continue working on connecting with the people in the office, and giving some semblance of connection and healing to everybody that I encounter today. So it's being able to laugh at the things that I need to hold on to that may be dysfunctional, but knowing that I'm doing little things every day to be a better version of myself than I was the days before. Now, I will have to say, being unapologetically you as you go through the steps of who you were and who you are and who you're wanting to be does not, I'm not saying that has anything to do with being you at the expense of someone else. A lot of times people confuse the two. They think that, oh, this is just me and I'm embracing who I am 100% along with their toxic traits that hurt other people along the way. That is not what I'm talking about. You do not get to be unapologetically you if it's going to be at the expense of someone else. Will not allow it. This is just saying be unapologetically you, being whoever that is, without fear of being reprimanded or having to face a consequence just by existing, right? So if you stumble and you trip, to be able to get to a point where you can just laugh and be like, okay, grace personified over here, and then keep it moving instead of shutting in and allowing all of our fears to overtake us, of how that very human action is going to be reflective of who we are as humans. So that is what I'm talking about, that we do not do. One of the many, many steps that we can take to get to a point where you can become comfortable with who you are is by practicing the pause. Just pause. Just pause for a moment and reflect on your day. The entire day, come up with 10 things that you are either thankful for, fortunate to have, or grateful that you get to experience. The reason we do this is not so we can discount the negative things that happen during the day. Lots of things have happened, which before finding that my plants were so sad this morning, other things had taken place as well. And so that was just kind of my last straw. And I needed a release before I was going to be able to have the kind of day I wanted to have today. So it's not negating the negative things that happen. It's taking a moment and realizing that there's so many moments out of the entire day that need to be celebrated. Small things. Things such as, when I did water my plants and then set them by the sunshine, by the end of my 6 hours there, that one definitely came back to life. So I get to celebrate that, or I get to celebrate how I had my own one-woman concert today as I was driving back home, as well as while I was driving to the office and just blasting Bollywood and dancing away. Having the opportunity to be able to play those things and not have my data give out and not be able to listen to my songs or whatever, just having the amazing music, that's something to celebrate. The tea that I had today at the office, it was delicious, and I have honey, which I forgot that I had, so finding honey, again, something else to celebrate. The connections that I made with the clients that I had today, that's also something to celebrate. We have to be careful not to focus on other people, which is why all the other things had nothing to do with other people. But again, smooth drive is definitely something that I can appreciate and celebrate during the day. I had snacks, which I snack all day long. So, I thought I ran out. I forgot to grab a box from the house, but when I got to the office, there was one left. So again, another thing to celebrate. These are all little minute things that we don't pay attention to, but all these little moments add up and make up the entire day. And our subconscious picks up on 70% of everything that we encountered in a day. And the most aware of human beings are only going to be paying attention to maybe 30%. And oftentimes the 30% that we are aware of, that we encounter, are stressful and tiring and exhaustive because of deadlines we have to meet, or traffic being insane, or the children not... They're right there, so that's why I'm looking over there. So the children not cooperating in the mornings, whatever the case may be, right? Or even just having difficult clients maybe, or the reports that I needed to write, or the fact that I had an evaluation this morning that it needed to be typed up as I was doing the interview, and that was the moment my laptop needed to do its updates, and it took 25 minutes, so everything needed to be handwritten. But you get my point, right? Most of the things we encountered is not going to be as wonderful. So we have to pay attention and give credit and give attention and importance to the little things that we value that also make up the day. So I invite you today to be able to work towards paying attention to what's important to you as well, identifying them every day, at least 10, or try to get to 10 for the entire day. And so you can start seeing how the way you see the world and the little things that do matter to you, that now you're giving importance to, start becoming more of the things that you pay attention to. I will talk to you guys soon, and please feel free to email me if you have any questions. Haha.